Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's training on ethics for bookkeepers. My name is Russel Ngobeni, and I would like to welcome you all on this beautiful day. About myself, very easy description of very easy, simple background. I run a few businesses. I'm a business accountant, as already mentioned, as well as a tax practitioner. I mentor a few businesses. I sit on various boards and work on the strategy of various businesses, NPOs, and the likes. So that is in a nutshell who I am and what I do. Some of the businesses that I run include an accounting and a tax practice in well, we can't say a location anymore because everything has gone digital and global. So everywhere in the, can we say, in the world? Perhaps we can. Why not? Course outline. Let's have a look at what it is that we're going to go through today and what it is that we are going to work on together in this session that we're spending together. So this is what this webinar is going to cover. We're going to cover the background and to the role of the bookkeeper. So we're going to have some sort of an introduction onto the role of the bookkeeper, which is yourself and myself. How the bookkeeper role is evolving or has evolved over the years from its beginning. So there's a few videos that I'm going to share with you there. Understanding your responsibilities. I'm pretty sure that we all are aware that times have changed. Even prior to COVID, the migration from manual to digital and automated sort of bookkeeping systems and the likes, they were there and they were slowly getting introduced. And the arrival of the so unfortunate COVID just sort of fast-tracked everything that that some of the big companies have been trying to put together. It came through and it accelerated some of the automation and the systems and the likes, and the way of doing things has completely or entirely changed, but the underlying rules remain the same. So we are going to have a look at some of the new responsibilities that entail or require us to be aware of and to take cognizance of as bookkeepers in the modern day technology, because of the strong view that sitting behind a computer and crunching the numbers is so yesterday. So we need to be a different type of a bookkeeper. We need added skills in order to compete in this new world that we are sort of living in nowadays. We are also going to cover the main topic for the day is all about ethics and the bookkeeper. So we are going to cover a few things on ethics. There's a video as well that I'm going to share with you in that regard to sort of give us an insight into what ethics are and how ethics get applied in the workplace and so on and so on. There are expectations from one, professional bodies, two, society, from legislations. So all these various stakeholders or bodies require us to have some sort of expectations of us as bookkeepers and or accountants. So we are going to touch on them, have a look at what professional bodies expect from us, what society perceives that we are this type of people and what they expect us to deliver, as well as legislation that being the laws and the regulatory framework that governs this country and the globe, especially taking into account the fact that accounting is a global phenomenon, it's a global concept. So we are going to have a look at what legislation says in that regard or expects of us. Practical application of ethical duties. Like we said, I'm going to share a video with you in that regard, so you have a better understanding of what it is that comes into effect when we touch on ethics. And I believe many of us have been taught in the past or in our upbringing in this world and in this profession or other, that ethics is the matter of doing or the difference between right and wrong. So we are going to expand a bit on that concept or on that yes, I think I'm correct to say concept or understanding, broaden it up a little bit, lighten it up a little bit, and get even better understanding of what ethics are and other ideas that go together with this topic of ethics. We are as well going to look at the second last thing, which is penalties for non-compliance. We've prepared a few slides in that regard to show, or to show us what sort of penalties for non-compliance. Should it happen that we become non-compliant? Should it happen that we become what I prefer to call out ethics? One can, I'm not sure if that's even a word in the dictionary, but I've always said in my world that one can either be in ethics or out of ethics, if I can put it that way. So we are going to have a look at some of the penalties and the punishments that legislation has put in place if somebody's out, have their moral code out of ethics. So what the future holds for the bookkeeper, I already have touched on this. We already have touched on this, that the future is going digital, and it's up to us to upskill ourselves through webinars like this one in order for us to be able to compete with the ever-changing world that is out there. So I believe that is what we're going to cover today, and let's dive into it. But before we do all of those, let's look at some of the objectives that we need to achieve on or before the end of this webinar. By attending this webinar, you will gain the following competencies: understand the ethical duties of a bookkeeper and how these would apply in practice, understand the penalties for non-compliance, understand the new environment and the role of the bookkeeper, understand ethical pressure on bookkeepers at the moment. I'm sure we're pretty much aware of the big scandals that are out there. When it comes to accounting, we're not going to mention names, but there have been quite a fair number of ethical issues in the field of accounting, and most of which have been published or publicized to a great length and covered in the media and the news, and it's been a bit ugly, if I can use that word. So it's up to you and me to sort of hold this thing together and sort of put things together wherever we are in our small corners. Collectively, they put in a big effort for the profession in order for it to regain the reputation that it deserves. So yeah, those are some of the ethical pressures. What causes all those issues? We are going to have some, I think there's a sentence that I've put in one of the slides referring to the pressure that accountants or bookkeepers sort of go through sometimes, that they receive from the environments in which we work. So we are, at the end of the day, we will be aware of international norms and legislative prescription on ethics and compliance. Like we said, a video, I found people who are going to explain that even better when it comes to ethics and how to put it into application. So yeah, that's the objective. My favorite quote, I think, I don't know if a quote can be overused, if I can put it that way, but this is my favorite quote: "The secret to success is to be ready for the opportunity when it comes," by Benjamin Disraeli. So by attending this webinar and training today, we are preparing ourselves for the opportunities that are going to come, because when it comes and finds us not ready, we are going to lose out on that opportunity. So please do, whenever you get a chance, get a chance to upskill yourself, improve yourself. That in doing so, you are doing what this quote is saying. You will be successful if you prepare yourself for the opportunity when it comes. To say the best time to fix your roof is when the sun is still shining. I forgot whose quote is that. So the sun is still shining now. It's going to rain. Before it rains, we need to fix our roofs and fix the books of those that have employed us to tackle their books. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of why we are here today. The role of the bookkeeper. Introduction. So definitions. A bookkeeper is described generally as a person who's responsible for recording and maintaining a company's financial accounts and records. The role of the bookkeeper includes processing and filing source documents. We are in the next slide going to touch on what source documents we are talking about: recording journal entries, posting journal entries to ledger accounts, preparing the trial balance, preparing the financial reports, payroll administration, as well as filing.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.